that I cut on.
Action.
My views on the homeless prior to this was get a job.
I guess I just kind of thought homeless people was people who were down on their luck.
My main experience with homeless is basically junkies.
I didn't think about them a lot other than the woman who kind of adopted me.
I really didn't have much sympathy for them.
There's the street junkies.
They didn't have any motivation, they didn't want to work, they wanted to do drugs.
I didn't understand why they stand on the corner all the time, beg for money when they should be out getting jobs.
Yeah, and then there's the people who are down on their luck.
Even with our set opinions, our class wanted to learn more about the homeless, so we went to talk to people who encountered the homeless on a daily basis.
Rolling and action.
I feel sorry for them that they're on their own on the streets, but I also wonder what got them there.
Maybe they were just homeless with either like a drug or alcohol addiction.
I think that they were a misunderstood group. I think that it's definitely sad that they are homeless.
I usually don't give them money. If I have food or like bottled water, I try to give them that.
No, because there are too many of them and I would be broke. And I don't get given money for just begging and asking for it.
If I have loose change, I will. I definitely stray away from giving them cash that is of greater value.
The general assumption is that they spend it on alcohol or drugs, but I'd like to think they would, buy some food or try to save up for a better jacket or shoes or something.
I think that the little meters where people can insert money is a really good idea.
It would be pretty hard to employ someone inside of a restaurant who was supposed to serve food to others and not smell very good necessarily.
Well, I mean, if I could judge them on their character, I feel like that would be awesome, but I mean, it would be hard to tell in that situation. It depends on, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but also you have to wonder, like, if this person, unfortunately, if this person is homeless, how desperate are they going to be and how much advantage would they take of me?
I guess I just am curious as to how things got that bad for them.
We found ourselves wondering the same thing. So while half the class continued the interviews at Stoney's, the rest of us took to the streets. Our first stop, the Christ Body Mission.
My name is Bruce Carter, and I'm a pastor here. And what I do is preach the gospel and help feed the poor 365 days out of the year. A lot of them feel like homeless people are a menace to society, and some just have pity instead of empathy. Some people don't want to be bothered with homeless people at all.
Been there.
Yeah, okay. How long have you been homeless?
Well, I've been homeless about 10 years.
Coming out of prison, pretty much makes you homeless if you have no place to go to begin with.
Well, it could happen to anybody as far as that goes, but I come out here and my truck broke down, and then the police towed it off before I get it out of here because, and then I had no place to live.
Drugs, alcohol, criminal system.
I've had jobs and all this kind of stuff, and when I got money, we all eat. In fact, right now, I got enough money in my pocket. I was going to go up and get some people up here at church, and we was going down to the creek and eat chicken tonight, real good food. And I was going to get my buggy and hook it up here, and got a big radio, so we have some jams. I got a TV right here in my pocket that's got batteries in it for about an hour's worth of Wheel of Fortune tonight. Whatever they want to watch. That's about all I can do for them,
Documentary about being homeless. I was wondering if you might want to answer a few questions for us.
How do you know them are homeless?
It's not all what you might think. There's not only homeless here and people who have been homeless for a while, but there are also like a lot of what I would call the working poor. There are people here who work, who have jobs that are doing this to help themselves to get out of a rut. There are educated people who are just kind of in between.
Anywhere they see people with a backpack like this can be with $1 million in their pockets and they think they're homeless. They say, hey, you cannot be here. Get out of here, I'm going to call the police. Then the police come and arrest the people without asking questions. It happens to me too many times, but they turn me loose.
So like for myself, for example, I have a consulting business. I worked in corporate America for 20 years. I have an MBA. I'm not telling you this to brag on myself or anything, but just to kind of show you that there are different kinds of people here, and they're in all different kinds of situations.
It seems like a lot of different people, I mean, according to the interviews that we got, had a lot of different views on homeless people.
I got a little bit of an idea how it could happen to anybody.
I feel that everyone has the power to change their life or whatnot.
My experience with the homeless changed my views actually quite a bit. I don't really, despise them as much as I used to. I mean, I learned that, people that actually go to the shelters and, read newspapers and watch the news while it's on there, they're actually like trying to better themselves, vice the people who are actually out on the streets all the time begging for money, which was what I thought homeless people just did all day.
A lot of these people are actually motivated and actually do want to be in a home, but they are finding it hard because they either have enough income to afford food or a home. We had one guy who was telling us, I can afford to live in an apartment or I can afford to eat.
It changed my view on how other people think about homeless people. Most of them just see what they want to see. As an interviewee said, that they just see the big picture and they didn't see the process of how they got there. I think each homeless person has their own story, and perhaps you never know if their story was unfair or not. But I try to not judge them, and hopefully other people try to see the process of how a homeless person got to where he is, and instead of judging them right away.
For me, the most joy I got out of this was watching people kind of break out their shells, and as we went along, we started off at the program and I was kind of like the spokesperson to talk to all the homeless people, and I'll go talk to him, Muhammad. And as we went along, it was more or less, you start seeing people reaching out for handshakes and just being a little bit more open. So for me personally, that was the most rewarding part of our homeless journey.